Good morning. At 7 o'clock, with a look at your news headlines, I'm Matt Neely on 1030 The Voice. One person was killed and a DEA agent was injured during a shootout at a Tucson home yesterday morning. Department of Public Safety says the DEA Special Response Team was helping its gang task force serve a warrant near 36 and Forges when shots were fired. One agent was hit and sustained non-life-threatening injuries. DPS confirms one suspect died and there's no threat to the public. Several nearby schools were placed on secure mode, which was later lifted. DPS says the warrants were tied to an ongoing criminal investigation. 3 suspects were observed being placed in black SUVs. Beal Infrastructure confirms that it's moving forward with Project Blue, a massive data center planned on 290 acres in Pima County, despite Tucson cutting off water access and community opposition. The company confirmed this with media outlet Arizona Luminaria. The developer said Tucson Electric Power filed an application with state regulators to secure energy for the project, which could demand 286 megawatts by 2028. KGUN 9 News reports that Basis Tucson North has been named the #1 public high school in the country by U.S. News and World Report. The tuition-free charter school on East River Road is known for its rigorous curriculum and serves about 760 students in grades 5 through 12. Student leaders say the school's success comes from its culture of academic dedication, with many students taking multiple AP courses. All top 10 Arizona schools in the rankings are Basis campuses. Rankings are based on college readiness, test scores, and graduation rates. The Green Valley News reports that Pima County Attorney's Office will not charge YouTuber James Springer after his August 7th altercation with salaried police chief John Noland. Marana police investigated, finding no probable cause that Springer assaulted an officer. DPS separately reviewed Noland's actions, concluding his use of force was lawful and consistent with policy. Springer, known online as James Freeman, claimed Noland violently attacked him inside Sahuarita Police's lobby. Pima County Attorney's Office says the overall review of the incident is still ongoing. The dispute stems from a related federal lawsuit against Sahuarita Police. Small business owners in Phoenix and nationwide are being hit by a new scam involving fake online reviews. Scottsdale-based Local-Fi, a digital marketing company, says it was flooded with 17 one-star reviews within hours, all written in broken English and mentioning products in the company that the company doesn't sell. The review included a phone number tied to Pakistan and a demand for money to remove them. Owners Kim Coates and Isaac Navias reported the extortion attempt to Google, which later removed the reviews. Experts say business owners should document, report, and contact police. And the University of Arizona Wildcats football season kicks off tomorrow evening against the University of Hawaii. The Wildcats are coming off of a 4-8 season last year. This is Arizona's second season with head coach Brent Brennan, and words are hard today, folks, as well as their second season in the Big 12 Conference. There, we got it out. Kickoff at Arizona Stadium, 7:30 p.m. Game will be televised on TNT, and stay tuned for Hour 2. We're going to have a lot of programming related to that with Dr. Ackerley. Tucson weather, mostly sunny conditions today, a high of 99 degrees, 20% chance of thunderstorms, overnight low 75. For your Tucson Labor Day weekend, daytime highs near 100, chances of rain. A slight chance of rain for the Wildcats football home opener tomorrow evening. Our rain chances may get a bit of a boost thanks to Tropical Storm Juliet through Labor Day. Monsoon weather pattern continues through the middle of next week, and I guess refreshingly so with daytime highs at least in the 90s. We'll take that. It's 73 degrees, dew point 66, cloudy skies. Looks like some showers far to the east of the Tucson metro area. Now it's time for the Morning Voice with Dr. Ed Ackerley.
Good Friday morning to you. I am Dr. Ed Ackerley, your host for the Morning Voice. Well, Matt, we had our kickoff to the football season last night at Sahuarita. Mayor Tom Murphy and Manny Valenzuela were with us, and we got started, and then the lightning came. And so the game was postponed. It'll finish up the second half tonight at 7 o'clock.
Oh,
so
wow.
So let's just pray that doesn't happen tomorrow
The
night.
storm was moving south to north, so yeah, it would have.
yeah.
I'll be darned.
So it was great though. Mayor Murphy and I were talking, and he said it was the most people he'd seen in the stadiums since graduation. He said just as amazing. They had 10 extra sets of bleachers. They were all full. There were people sitting around the fences and so forth. It was a great night.
Oh, big.
And then the lightning struck. So
Was there any score on the board when it happened?
8-7. Walden Grove was ahead by 1 point.
A
So.
safety, huh? I'll be darned. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and we've got some people coming in from the Pride of Arizona and the Palm Line at 8 o'clock hour for Wonder. So we'll be talking football in a little bit. But before we get to that, we're going to be talking about the good things that organizations and businesses who contribute good things to our community. We call it success. Our guests today are Rick Ramirez and Seidy Dominguez, representatives of Tucson-Mexico sister cities. Good morning, Rick.
Morning.
And good morning, Seidy.
Good morning.
And we're talking about sister cities. For listeners who may not be familiar, Rick, what is Tucson-Mexico sister cities and what's its mission?
Well, that would be a question for Seidy. since
Okay,
she's-
Seidy.
yeah.
Seidy, you start with that and then, okay?
Sounds good. Well, Tucson-Mexico Sister Cities is an organization that has been around for quite some time. It originated in 1972, and then later on in 1980 had the first sister city, which was Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
Exactly. So after that, we've added sisterhood with additional cities, so connecting Tucson with Mexico in general. So right now, Ciudad Obregón, Puerto Peñasco is also a sister city.
Thanks
Mazatlan.
to Frank, yeah.
Yes, Frank Valenzuela,
Yeah.
representing the community. And we're looking to extend that and actually have San Luis Potosí, that a lot of people might not know, but right in the middle of Mexico,
Right.
be a new sister city to connect Tucson as well with other parts of Mexico.
And so, Rick, you can answer this one. What does the sister cities do when we have Tucson become a sister city with a city in Mexico? What does that mean?
That they exchange cultural history between the two cities. And there's, well, actually, Seidy would be the best one to answer this. She's more of the sister cities. I'm on the wine end.
You're
of it.
you're a whiner, right?
Yeah, I'm on the
you're-
wine end
You're
of
just
it.
a,
Wine expert
you're a
here.
wine. You're a wino, okay?
Yeah.
Just like me. We hang out at the Arizona
Right.
Sands Club together and solve the world's problems here. But so, Seidy, part of this is there's kind of an official attraction between the two cities where even the governments would exchange ideas and support one another. There's also, as Rick was saying, cultural and other ways that you get together and share the culture and support one another as municipalities, right?
That's right. I mean, the program of Sister Cities really started with the President Eisenhower. So it's been around for quite some time. And the idea is just to connect each other as citizens. Citizen diplomacy is what we call it. So at the end of the day is, all of us have a little bit to give to the community and other communities as well. So it's a matter of connecting people, have exchange of ideas on the academic side, get to do some networking as well for opportunities for your business or just reaching out to people. I think right now with social media and everything, it's very easy to be relatively in contact. But what we are trying to promote is for people to go out there, meet face to face and have some experiences firsthand, such as the trip that Rick is organizing, and be able just to connect, learn from each other.
Right.
We do focus on Mexico. However, really this is open for anyone that is curious and wants to know new people, new places, and just have new experiences in general.
And a lot of people hear about Mexico and may have a perception of what Mexico is, or the people that are coming here to visit or to stay, and who they are and what they are. This gives people an opportunity to go see the people that are living in Mexico and exchange with them and kind of see how they live. And they live just like us. They have cities just like us. They have the exact same things we have. And it's just they maybe might speak two languages as opposed to just one, but you speak two languages. So it's basically the same. It's just they're in just a different country, and they operate in basically the same way as we do. And that kind of breaks that mold of what perhaps some people's view of foreign countries is. They just don't really know until they go there and see it.
That's right. I think that even that gives an opportunity. We're right next to the border, so I think it's unavoidable, and we have some kind of exposure. But I think similar to the United States, right? We
Right.
cannot generalize. Definitely, there's some things that we wish were not happening in Mexico. Some things that we wish were different as well in the U.S. But there's so many other things that we can focus on that sometimes don't get the spotlight. So actually, we do appreciate the fact that you have us here
Right.
on. We are just volunteers in this nonprofit organization that we're just trying to connect with other people that has similar mindset. And for that, we do have different kind of events. So in our board, we have a professor from the
Right.
U of A. So
Luis, yeah.
yeah, Luis is part of the organization, the president. And for instance, we're going to have a talk about the rebozo. We are actually organizing a raffle for that. So it's just an opportunity to go out there. It's going to be at the consulate, get to know new people,
And we have
learn a little bit.
we have a new consul too that's coming in, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's right.
They rotate about every 2 years. They change consul depending on who it is. And Ricardo got to stay for two terms, but mostly they're just there for one. So this will be nice to meet the new consul too.
That's right. Yeah, I haven't met him myself, so that'll be a good opportunity. And we are also going to be hosting a conference in October
Oh, great.
for all sister cities in Arizona. So that's going to be a great opportunity. We're trying to do things different and do things a little different in the sense of we want to be a more family-friendly organization, right? So everybody's so busy right now that we want to make sure that the activities we have are family-friendly, right? Because right now again, we're volunteers, right?
Right.
So a great opportunity for us to meet new people and have our kids being involved. In this case, we also want to open up the conference for other organizations. So same thing, have an opportunity to connect with other people and other organizations that are doing great things here in Arizona.
We're going to have to get you back on the Monday show with Lydia Aranda and go into depth on that October event. She can help spread the word on that, and she talks about those kinds of things on Monday. A point of personal privilege here, my family went down to Puerto Peñasco, for about 20, 25 years, 4, 5, 6, 8 times a year. Would go down, and we became friendly with, we called him Mickey Mouse. He was one of the gentlemen who owned one of the stores there, and all the fishermen down in the port. It was a great way to just kind of, we'd go into the church on Sunday and be with all the people, and it really kind of frames your references to who the people are that lived in Puerto Peñasco. We call it Rocky Point here in America, but
Right.
and if you get that kind of exposure where you're actually seeing people, how they live and what they live in, and again, I will just say they're just like us. They're living a life just like ours, and they've got the same concerns. They go to work every day just like we do, and they have big families, and they love their families. And so it's a really great, and the food's delicious, and the shrimp is fantastic, and the carta blanca is very good too. So
Exactly. And especially, I don't know, speaking for myself, I think after COVID, I got a little bit rusty in my social skills.
right.
So sometimes just finding those opportunities to go and, be out there with, new people in a safe environment feels nice.
Yeah.
So
So if someone doesn't speak Spanish and they can't speak Spanish, they can still participate in these activities,
Totally.
right? The idea is for them to, one, experience the culture and the educational opportunities and the exchange. And just because you don't speak Spanish doesn't mean you can't be part of Sister Cities or come to an event or be part of it, because most of the people in Mexico, I won't say most, a good percentage of the people in Mexico speak English as well, and because it's kind of a dual language country, kind of like America. United States of America is kind of a dual language country now too, and so speak a little bit of Spanish, great. If you don't speak any at all, you can still get involved and be part of the action and have some fun, and bring your family along too. It's great for the little guys to learn about cultural things, exchange.
I'm happy to practice Spanish as well.
Es muy
And-
importante porque hay muchas personas aquí en Tucson que necesitan hablar español, ¿no?
Perfecto.
Okay. La lengua muy fina, ¿no?
We'll keep on learning. And like I do with my friends, I say, you correct my English, I correct your Spanish. So,
Órale.
good opportunity.
Tan tan.
Gracias.
Okay, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back, Rick, and then we'll pick on you and have you tell us about this great event you have coming up in October. And we'll talk about the vineyards and the wine in Mexico.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, you're listening to The Morning Voice here on 1030 a.m. The Voice, trusted local news and talk. And this is The Morning Voice. We'll be back with more success stories after the break.
At 18 minutes after 7 o'clock, with a look at your traffic and weather, I'm Matt Neely on 1030 The Voice. Accident, Automall Drive at Oracle, and a traffic hazard, Kolb at Saurita Road. Light traffic on your Tucson area freeways. Tucson weather, high today 99 degrees. 20% chance of afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Overnight low 76, 100 for your high tomorrow. And Sunday looking at maybe 101. Slight chances of rain this weekend. Monday cooling off a bit, 98 degrees, with a 30% chance of rain for your Labor Day. Under cloudy skies, it is 75 degrees. Again, dew point is up there, 66 degrees. Now back to the Morning Voice.
Welcome back to the Morning Voice. This is Friday, where we talk about success stories and wonder. Our guests for this segment are Rick Ramirez and Seidy Dominguez. They're representing Tucson-Mexico sister cities. They are the vehicle of citizen diplomacy, and that means that volunteers in this 501c3 voluntary organization develop relationships with people who live in Mexico, and there's a couple of sister cities that are down there that they do some exchange and so forth. And one's coming up, Rick Ramirez, a great event coming up, the Valle de Guadalupe Wine Tour, Friday through Monday, October 3rd through 6th. Tell us a little bit about what you do when you take a group of people down to Mexico to see the vineyards and the wineries down in Valle de Guadalupe.
So the Valle de Guadalupe produces about 85% of the wines that are made in Mexico. I've been going down there personally about 18 years. Started taking friends and family in tours about 15 years ago. This particular trip is a fundraiser for Tucson-Mexico sister cities, and we hope to sell it out, maximum 10 people. But we will be doing, it's a 3-night, 4-day. We're going to do 6 wineries over 3 days. There'll be some that will be VIP tastings with the winemakers or the owners. They'll have charcuterie boards included with all your tastings. We are offering 1 lunch and 1 dinner in this trip, 3 nights hotel, double occupancy, all ground transportation in Mexico. So what we do is we drive from Tucson, we caravan to the border of Tecate, California.
And you were telling me that's a few miles east of San Diego, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were saying it's basically
It's basically
a
a big
parking lot for Mexico. Yeah.
It's a big parking lot for U.S. Customs, the Border Patrol, and a lot of truckers.
Right.
So, but a lot of people park there and walk across, and it's very safe. I've been doing it for years and years. And once we cross the border, I have a driver. His name's Francisco, and he has a big Sprinter van that he picks us up in right literally half a block from the border. And we all jump in, and he's with us the entire time we're in Mexico. He takes us to all the wineries. He takes us wherever we want to go. So he's a great guy. He's been a good friend for about 12 years. So yeah, he's a good guy. So that's what we do there. This is all adults, by the way, because this is alcohol. There's a lot of alcohol involved.
Yeah.
A lot of wine.
A lot of tasting. Yeah.
A lot of tasting. Yeah.
But we have to do that to make sure that the wine is okay.
Yeah.
Right?
And the wines are great in Mexico. I mean, people don't realize that Mexico's been making wine for over 500 years.
Right.
And the Valle has been around for quite a while.
And how far off the border? How far down do you go? Tecate is right there on the border, but how far down is the Valle de Guadalupe?
So once we get out of Tecate, you're probably at your first winery in 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's right there. Then.
It's really close. Yeah. Roads are really good. They've redone all the roads. They're all brand new roads. They're great. The only bad part is the trucks. So you know, be careful with those. But everybody's pretty safe drivers on those roads. But yeah, 45 minutes to your first winery. We'll be stopping on our first day. We'll stop at one of the wineries, and we'll all have lunch and get to meet one of the owners that are at the winery. Have a nice lunch, and then from there we'll just drive into Ensenada, which is very close to from the Valle de Guadalupe. Once you leave the Valle de Guadalupe, it's about 20 minutes to downtown Ensenada. It's really close.
And then there's good restaurants and entertainment, all sorts of different things.
Right. So there's lots to do where we stay. It's right downtown on First Street, and it's literally a block away from the Malecon where all the cruise ships come in.
Right.
And there's shops.
So it's very safe.
It's super safe.
Tons of people around.
Tons of people around, yeah. And you could look on my Facebook page and you see videos. We were just there 3 weeks ago, and you know, on the weekends they close part of the street down, and families gather, and entertainment, food, and you know, it's super safe. You know, I wish Tucson we could close the street down and have something like that, but it's great. No problem.
It's a downtown Saturday night on steroids, is what it is.
Yeah, it's
really
amazing.
Nice.
Yeah,
and
super nice.
Tons of people, and they come out. And they don't stay in their homes and watch novelas and TV at night. They come out to the square and exchange niceties with their friends. So, if I'm a person who's thinking about this, of course, there's a little fee attached to it, but it's really nominal fee to have 3 nights and 4 days in beautiful foreign country. It's not much at all. But what else do I need if I'm thinking about doing it? Do I got to go get a passport?
You need a passport to come back to the U.S.
So if you don't want to come back,
You don't need to stay there.
just go across and never come
Come
back.
back, right.
Yeah. But if you want to come back, you got to have a passport.
U.S. Customs requires you to have a passport.
And that's pretty easy now to do, right?
Yes, you can get them online now.
Yeah. It used to be you had to wait 6-8 weeks. And
You still have to wait about 6 weeks, but
Yeah.
they've expedited the process a little
right.
better.
So if you're interested in going, now's the time to go to apply for your
Right.
passport if you don't have one, or renew your passport like me, and make that happen. And so when they're down there for the winery tours and so forth, part of the Sister Cities magic is the exchange that happens between the cultures and the people that you meet. You'll meet as Rick said, the owners and the winery workers and the sommeliers and all the people that know everything about wine. But there's also people there that work in government or are also part of Sister Cities and come this way to Tucson. And so there'll be an exchange of ideas and culture and just an experience the loveliness of Mexico, right?
Yes, I mean, definitely wine is the main
Right.
thing here.
Mhm.
But I think what's different about this group is, Rick and Kim that are putting together this trip. They're fully bilingual, so you have the opportunity to, if you don't speak Spanish, don't be afraid of it. There's going to be
Yeah, Rick speaks
people
perfect
that
English.
work-
He's
yeah.
with you, and Frank speaks perfect English. They all speak English, so you don't no way to feel encumbered at all. Yeah.
In Ensenada and the Valle de Guadalupe, everybody
Everybody
speaks
speaks
English.
English.
Yeah,
right.
everybody speaks English.
They all have American money in their pockets too.
Right.
It's-
They all
it's-
speak English. Everybody does. You don't have to. There's some people there that don't, but for the most part, they speak English.
I shouldn't say American because we're all Americans. It's
Right.
Estados Unidos de América, del Norte, and Estados Unidos de México
Mexico.
del Sur. Yeah, so we're all Americans. Hey, if somebody wanted to join Rick and get more information or find out more from you about what it's like to be on the Mexico Wine Country Tours at Valle de Guadalupe, October 3rd through 6th, and go down with Sister Cities and a group of other people, how do they get a hold of you and how do they get their information so that they can partake of this activity?
So the Tucson-Mexico Sister Cities, you can go to their Facebook page and get the information there. You can also sign up there. If you want to contact me directly, my email is degustabaja@gmail.com. And if you can give my phone number.
Yeah, you can give your phone number.
And you can call me direct at 520-977-4247. Like I said, I've been doing these trips for a very, very long time. They're a lot of fun. The price includes all the wine, all your charcuterie boards, one lunch, one dinner, hotel stay. It's a good price for what you're going to get.
Absolutely.
I mean, and the wine there is fantastic. I have like probably 80 bottles of Mexican wine at home myself right now.
And if you're interested, you put down a $200 deposit so you save your spot, then you
Correct.
can pay the rest before the
Before
trip
the
starts.
trip, yes.
And it's October 3rd through 6th. So you have to get over to Tecate, which is about a 5-hour drive from here.
About 7.
7.
So yeah, it's
Because you got to go south too.
Yeah,
right?
we're caravanning. So basically, from here to Tucson to Yuma is 3 hours. We stop in Yuma, go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
buy more junk food, get gas. And then from the Yuma to the border is 2.5 hours. So
Right.
then we park, walk across, and we're on our way.
Okay. One of the things we do is this is called success, this vision. So I'm going to ask you, Seidy, how do you at Tucson-Mexico Sister Cities define success?
That's a
For
good
the
question.
organization,
Yeah,
perhaps.
I think success is just getting out there, getting new people,
Mhm.
and connecting,
Exposing the
and being
opportunity.
able to expose people to new things.
Right.
I think that's the main thing, and for us to learn and
Right.
be curious about it.
I teach at the University of Arizona. Yesterday, I was with one of my groups, and it's a big, huge class, and I was just talking to them about part of their responsibility as a young person here at the University of Arizona and part of college, which I call kindergarten for life, is to try the broccoli. Try something that you wouldn't normally do. Get out of your comfort zone and do something fun and be creative.
So one more thing before we close here. Since we're a city of UNESCO,
Oh, right.
the Valle de Guadalupe now has 5 Michelin-starred restaurants.
Wow. Let's go to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are probably going to be a few more this next year.
Great.
They also have a lot of recommendations. They're Michelin recommendations. I've been to quite a few of those restaurants before they had their stars. So,
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
Okay,
if somebody's a
fantastic.
foodie and likes wine and food,
Great tour.
this
Yeah.
is a great tour. That's a good way to get to know them.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Seidy. Tucson, Mexico Sister Cities, talking about the wine tour coming on October 3rd through 6th in Valle de Guadalupe. Thanks for coming in today, guys. I
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
sharing
Thank
your
you, Ed.
space.
This
Thank you.
is The Morning Voice on KVOY. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the Morning Voice. I am Dr. Ed Ackerley. This is Success, where we talk about good things going on in the community and in business and organizations. It was great to have Tucson-Mexico sister cities with us. They've got their wine tour coming up, Valle de Guadalupe wine tour, Friday through Monday, October 3rd through 6th. Matt, you and I should jump on that bus.
Sounds like fun.
And go have some vino and go see. I haven't been to Ensenada in forever, maybe forever. It's a long time, so I'm sure it's changed a lot. I know that Rocky Point, when I was a kid, it was just an old little shipping and boating community, and had that, and now it's a kind of a pretty big metropolitan. Not big, but it's actually has paved streets now. So.
An adjunct to Tucson,
Yeah.
sort of. And I remember years ago going to Rosarito Beach. It was really kind of neat. It was a great experience. Well, kind of a almost impromptu family trip, and we had a wonderful time there.
My friend Frank Valenzuela, who is part of Tucson-Mexico Sister Cities, has a place down there in Rocky Point, and he keeps threatening that he's going to drag me down there, and I'm really actually anxious to go. I just don't have my passport completed yet. I got to let it lapse, so here I am.
Yeah, I was in the same boat. Mine lapsed and just didn't. I took time. Because a mutual friend of ours said, "Oh, there's an office on the U of A campus, and it's really easy, and you just walk in right out." I walked in; it was a sea of humanity. I'm like, I don't know, what he was smoking when he was there, but that was not my experience, and ended up not getting it done. And here we are. But So you ready for some football tomorrow? Tell us. So you mentioned a little bit about the Sahuarita Walden Grove game last night. It got called, and it's going to resume this evening.
There's resume at 7:00. It was great. The rivalry between Sahuarita and Walden Grove. They're about 3 miles apart from each other. I'm basically on the same road, Sahuarita Boulevard there, and Sahuarita is closer to the freeway, and then Walden Grove is out in the pecan groves out in the middle where the Waldens donated some land, and they built a little high school out there. And it's kind of interesting. In the football field, it's got a nice turf, AstroTurf, whatever they call it now, field, and they have a nice stadium on one side. There's a press box and everything, but on the other side, there's only stands for maybe 100 people, maybe at the max, maybe 50 people. But they brought in 10 more bleachers and put them around. Manny was down there, the superintendent.
When you said that, I was amazed that they would
filled
do that infrastructure, like bring in that temporary infrastructure. That's kind of cool.
Everybody that lived in Sahuarita Green Valley was there last night. It was I could not believe how many people just to get out of the place after they called the game at halftime to drive down the road, because the road kind of is about a quarter mile or even a half mile off of Sahuarita Boulevard, and there's one way in and one way out, and the line was a mile long. And took 15 minutes to get out of the place. But they had it all under control, and they're going to continue the game tonight at 7:00. And when we left last night, Walden Grove was ahead 8-7. And
so was it a safety or a 2-point conversion? I assumed one thing, but
two extra points.
Yeah. So that's really neat. What was I had something right on the tip of my tongue, and I was going to say you reminded me of, but it's fun because it's a community game. So it's not like
Mayor Murphy
the other school has a light turnout. Right. You're right in the heart of both communities, right? So
it's been a couple years since they played, and they had some difficulties 4 or 5 years ago. But the two young men that were here last Friday, the two coaches.
That was it. I was going to remind the folks if they wanted to either watch the video on YouTube, 1030 The Voice is the channel, or catch the podcast. It was a great discussion. You had them for an hour. It was really cool. That's what I was going to say.
They're wonderful coaches, and they're good friends, and so it came off without a hitch last night, with the exception of a little bit of lightning. But as I was leaving, I was talking to Mayor Murphy, and we were talking about safety first. You probably could have pulled everybody back on the field and 30 minutes later and played again, but it was just they called it due to the overabundance of safety, and that's a good thing.
Sure, and you're a lifelong Tucsonan,
right?
And I've been here a few decades, and it always seems like that first U of A game, there's always like a little bit of lightning that comes. It's inevitable, that late August season opener, and tomorrow there is a slight chance of rain in the forecast.
Right.
Not only
I'm
that,
coming come up with you and sit in your seats in the Sands Club.
we're
so I
under
don't-
the we're under the influence of, or at least our weather is being somewhat influenced by Tropical Storm Juliet. I'm looking at a
Right.
picture right now outside, and so we do have a thicker cloud cover than I think they were planning on. But they did kind of let on that, hey, it could influence our weather here for the next few days through Labor Day.
You know, I'm a product of Tucson and monsoons and so forth. And about this time, goodness gracious, it's probably been 52 years ago. A young man, two of them were struck by lightning out in our. I went to Carson Junior High School, and we were out on the field, and lightning struck, and it killed one young man, and the other one was injured
Oh, my.
severely. And so, I'm always a stickler for man. When that lightning comes, I'm out of there because you know I lived through it, and it was pretty traumatic for those of us that were. He was in seventh grade, and I think I was in eighth grade when it happened, and very sad, you know, to have.
Were they playing football or?
They were just. It
or
was.
it some sort
They
of?
were just getting ready to go. I mean, we were on the field, but we were just getting ready to go out and do whatever class
Oh,
we were
my.
doing. And Roger Kloss and Ray Ruman were the two coaches, PE coaches. They had everybody out there, and out of nowhere, this bolt of lightning came, and of course, obviously, it was a tragedy for everybody. But
My.
so I'm a big stickler when I see, you know, when my kids were little and we were in the pool and so forth, and lightning would come and get out of the pool, get out of here, go shelter. So
It's funny when you're young, you don't think about it. Now you've probably thought about it more because
Right.
you were directly, there for a bad incident.
right.
But it's funny. The older I get, the more I'm like, okay, there's lightning. I'm going inside,
yeah,
getting
exactly.
away from it. I'm not going to stand under a tall tree. No golf clubs, no conductors.
We were laughing last night. I went under it was a ramada by the south side of the field, and I was in this ramada, and I kind of looked up and said, okay, there is wood here, but there's also metal here.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this is
Is it grounded?
yeah. So I did want to say that last night at speaking of football, before I went down to Sahuarita, we had a great event at the Arizona Sands Club, and over the last couple of years, we've coordinated with Rick Croner, who's the general manager, Chad Shoopman, who's the director of the Pride of Arizona, who's on his way in here for a little discussion about the band. And it's kind of neat. They have this pregame pep rally on Thursdays before the home games, and it's really cool. They have food and barbecue outside and all that stuff. So if you're a member, you get to go and experience that. And then we bring in the band, and the band comes in and they play, and it's just amazing. There's little itty bitty girls with their little cheerleading outfits that come and they're
Yeah.
just in love with the cheerleaders and the palms, and then all the way up there was a lady there. She must have been 95 years old, wearing her Wildcat gear, as proud as she could be, and there's kind of everybody in between. It was kind of a neat event. So I put some pictures up on my Facebook page, but it's great. It's amazing what the band can do in terms of providing some spirit for U of A games, and I'm looking forward to it. We're supposed to be favorites by a couple of points on Saturday. We don't know.
That's what they say.
They
Yes.
say 16 points at some point, but I do want to give a shout out. I was going to give it a little bit earlier, but I don't really know Coach Brennan that well. I've only met him a couple of times, and have not had much contact with him, just for a variety of reasons. But he came to the kickoff of the band when we had it down at the U of A 2 Saturdays ago, and holy smokes, those kids did a great job of welcoming him, and he gave a nice little speech. And lo and behold, he left there, and I did a call out for some support. And matter of fact, I'm going to do it again this morning. We feed the band, so on game days, they start early in the morning and they go all the way through the game, and so I feed them at lunchtime. And so Coach Brennan sent me a personal donation out of his own personal pocket to help feed the band. And when I saw him, he said, "Those kids are amazing, fantastic, wonderful." I thought it was really nice of him to do that.
So that's what it is. I mean, and I think that's one of the reasons we're a college town. I mean, we've grown, but we're still a college town. And unlike Tempe, that's gotten swallowed up, by the valley, and it's landlocked, but Tucson's a college town, and you have the, whatever you want to call it, the traditions, the pageantry, and And it's more to it than the outcome in the final score. Obviously, you want the Wildcats to win, you want them to do well. But actually, just kind of the start of this, the tailgate, the socialization, all of that, it's just a big deal for the community, and I think that's why so many people still go and enjoy it and that's we all I've for many years enjoyed college football season more than the pro football season just because of the unpredictability. You get some 18 to 22-year-old kids, and you get them believing that they can beat somebody who they're not supposed to beat, right? And it happens. It does happen. It happens nationwide, and it happens here in Tucson sometimes as well. And this is the way it is, and that's why we enjoy it so much.
Right. Well, Chad's on his way. Chad's a little delayed, so he'll be here a little bit after 8. So
I got a bunch of kazoos back here. You, me, and Bill. We'll play them in, man.
And then Jane Hamilton and Francisco are on their way, and they're going to talk a little bit about an art walk. So we're going to kind of cram a couple things into.
We'll make it happen.
We have 3 segments, and we're going to turn it into 5. So
it's
we'll do
okay.
It. That's flying by the seat of our pants. As
it's
they
okay.
say.
We'll do it. We'll make it work.
So Francisco and Jane Hamilton will be here momentarily, and then Chad just texted me and said he's got construction, and they're on their way, but they might be delayed a little bit. And then Adrienne will be calling in too at 8:30, and then we got a couple of Palmies coming in. So
okay, super. That'll be fun.
We'll get it all great. Okay, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back and get ready for Francisco and Jane, and Chad Shoopman's on his way.
We got to bear down, Ed.
Bear down.
We got to bear down.
You're listening to The Morning Voice on KVOI.
Hey, check out that weekend programming. The Car Doctor, it's great. Kim Commando, American Warrior Radio. A lot of good stuff for you coming up this week. And then on Sunday, we got Swap Shop and Liberty Watch and American Armed and Free and all sorts of good stuff for you. Hey, it's 7:49. Matt Neely here with a look at your traffic and weather. Traffic hazard, First Avenue at Fort Lowell. Crash blocking the left lane, eastbound Ajo near Kinney. Accident, Auto Mall Drive at Oracle. And they're still working a traffic hazard, Saurita at Kolb. On your freeways, you might have to tap your brake lights once. You might have to tap your brakes once or twice on I-10 westbound between Valencia and Country Club. Nothing too bad. I-10 eastbound. Brief slowing between Ina and Orange Grove. Tucson weather, high today 99 degrees, 20% chance of showers overnight, low 76, 100 for your high tomorrow, and a slight chance of showers for that U of A football home opener at 75 degrees. Cloudy skies. Now let's go back to the morning voice.
Un poquito de México en hoy día, porque hay muchas personas que viven en México. We had a little bit of Tucson-Mexico sister cities. Jane Hamilton and Francisco Franklin are on their way in. They're going to be talking about the art walk, the first Thursday art walk, which takes place up at Jane's Gallery, the Jane Hamilton Fine Art Gallery. So we're going to have a little bit about that. And after we talk with them for a little bit, then Chad Shoopman, the director of the Pride of Arizona, and a couple of the captains from the Palm team will be in, and Adrienne will be calling in. So we'll talk a little bit of kickoff to football. So we got a lot going on. It's fall in Tucson. It's amazing how
you can tell it's fall because it's not 110. It's maybe 103 or 105.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we do.
And there's 9,000 things going on simultaneously in
So
my life.
that's it. We've got the gear up from being pretty quiet.
Right.
Although Tom said they did make a conscious effort, the tourism folks, to have more activities this summer, and so he was always plugging those on the Thursday edition of the Morning Voice. But you got to get warmed up in September, because then in October definitely everything happens. October and April, everything happens in Tucson all
at the same
once.
time. Yeah. It's kind of funny, being a teacher down at the U of A, and I teach during the summertime when most everybody else is out of Dodge, and I go down and I have free reign of the Park Avenue garage. I can park
You get kind of spoiled.
I can park sideways. I can park upside down. I can park on any floor. I can park anywhere I want to. And then the first day of school, holy smokes, the line's out. It's kind of like the line getting out of Saurita Walden Grove last night. There's 50 cars in front of you. They're all trying to go in and get out at the same time. And it's you can just tell the activity on campus right now is just at a fever pitch. And
Indeed.
Even though we have a little bit less enrollment, it still seems to me to be one of the busiest falls that we've had in a long time. So it's kind of neat. And I've got about 500 students right now. So I've been mixing some things up and getting some schedules wrong and doing some crazy things. I left my clicker in one of the rooms yesterday, and I had to teach a whole entire class without my clicker in my hand, and I just had to push it by manually.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity! I kicked myself in the head and said, "That will never happen again."
First world problems. I didn't have my clicker.
I'm gonna buy a spare clicker and put it in my backpack, because I could not function without my clicker walking around the room. So
Research University comes to a screaming halt for lack of a clicker.
I am a management by walking around. I teach by walking around, and it's pretty hard for me to stand still in one place and push buttons. So it's kind of crazy.
Hey, Dr. Ed, do I have 1 minute for a little point of personal privilege?
You do.
I wanted to bring this up later, but our good friend Tom Fairbanks is retiring from radio today, and
fantastic.
He is moving to Texas to be with family.
That's great.
And I'll tell you what. So here's the deal. I'm relatively new to this line of work. I kind of had another life before, and so he taught me how to do. He and a handful of people around here got me up the power curve pretty quickly. Not quickly enough, I'm sure, for the listeners, but they got me up the power curve on operating all this stuff. And Tom was, he was very patient with me, and he says, you'll get this. Don't worry, it's just a matter of getting it in the reps. But he's a good guy, and not only this, but things come up, and he's got a good mind, and he can calmly assess when you're like panicking, like thinking what happened to the equipment, or why isn't it doing what I want it to do? And he's got a good way of kind of thinking through things, and he kind of imparted that to me. A good guy. He's been in radio for decades, probably since the 70s, I guess.
Right.
And he even worked over at Channel 58 when they were standing that up. So he's been on-air personality. He run control boards for radio and TV, and it just a sharp guy, a lot of great stories, and just an even better human being. And we're all going to miss him here at 1030 The Voice.
Yeah.
He's a really good dude. So, but we're happy for him that he's going to go and be closer to his family.
I first met him when John C. Scott was doing his show.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And John, in the early days here at The Voice, he would be on Saturdays, and he'd call me. I was on every other week because John would call me at late in the week and say, hey, can you come on between 1 and 1:30 and talk about whatever? And so, sure, John. But Tom was always the one that was operating the board when I came in, and good guy. And,
Yeah.
So I've known him for probably 6-8 years.
I believe
or
he's
so.
been here maybe close to 20 years, maybe not
Right.
quite, but close. And
Right.
we're all going to miss him. He's a great guy to be around. And
Good radio voice, too.
yeah. Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Huh? Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
That's amazing. Well, congratulations to Tom.
Yeah, we're
Fairbanks
happy
on-
for him.
And moving closer to family is always a good thing.
You bet.
Yeah. A reminder that if you're interested in the Tucson-Mexico Sister Cities Valle de Guadalupe wine tour, Friday through Monday, October 3rd through 6th, you can get a hold of Rick and Seidy. You can give Rick a call at 520-977-4247. It's 3 days, 4 nights, and you get to go to 6 different wineries. You get to sample wine from wineries that have been around for almost 500 years. So it's kind of
Now
a
you're
neat little-
talking.
neat little opportunity. And then when we come back from the break, we're going to have a little bit of Mexico as well, because Jane Hamilton and Francisco will be here to talk about the First Thursday Art Walk at the Jane Hamilton Fine Art Gallery. And so we'll talk a little bit about Francisco Franklin's work. And we'll be back in a moment after a few words from our great sponsors. You're listening to The Morning Voice on KVOI.
At 8 o'clock, with a look at your news headlines, I'm Matt Neely on 1030 The Voice. One person was killed and a DEA agent was injured during a shootout at a Tucson home yesterday morning. Arizona DPS says the DEA's special response team was helping its gang task force serve a warrant near 32nd and 36th and Forgis when shots were fired. One agent was hit and sustained non-life-threatening injuries. DPS confirms one suspect died and there's no threat to the public. Several nearby schools were placed on secure mode, which was later lifted. DPS says the warrants were tied to an ongoing criminal investigation. 3 suspects were observed being placed in black SUVs. Beal Infrastructure confirms it's moving forward with Project Blue, a massive data center planned on a 290-acre site in Pima County near the fairgrounds, despite Tucson cutting off water access and community opposition. The company confirmed this with media outlet Arizona Luminaria. The developer and Tucson Electric Power filed an application with state regulators to secure energy for the project, which could demand 286 megawatts by 2028. The Green Valley News reports that Pima County Attorney's Office will not charge YouTuber James Springer after his August 7th altercation with Sahuarita Police Chief John Nolan. Marana Police investigated, finding no probable cause that Springer assaulted an officer. DPS separately reviewed Nolan's actions, concluding the use of force was lawful and consistent with policy. Springer, known online as James Freeman, claimed Nolan violently attacked him inside Sahuarita Police lobby. PCAO, the Attorney's Office, said its overall review of the incident is ongoing. The dispute stemmed from a related federal lawsuit against Sahuarita Police. And KGUN 9 News reports that Basis Tucson North has been named the #1 public high school in the country by U.S. News and World Report. The tuition-free charter school on East River Road is known for its rigorous curriculum and serves about 760 students in grades 5 through 12. Student leaders say the school's success comes from its culture of academic dedication, with many students taking multiple AP courses. All 10 Arizona schools in the rankings are Basis campuses. Rankings are based on college readiness, test scores, and graduation rates. Tucson weather. Mostly sunny conditions today, a high of 99 degrees, 20% chance of thunderstorms overnight, low 75. For your Tucson Labor Day weekend, daytime highs near 100 degrees, chances of rain, a slight chance of rain for your Wildcat home opener football tomorrow evening. Our rain chances may get a bit of a boost thanks to Tropical Storm Juliet, and that would be through Labor Day. Monsoon weather pattern continues through the middle of next week. Daytime highs back into the 90s, which will be a welcome change. 75 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Now let's go back to the Morning Voice with Dr. Ed Ackerley.
Bear down and good morning. I see Chad Shoopman out in the green room there. We've got the U of A Pride of Arizona on their way in here, along with a couple of Pommies. We'll talk about the kickoff of the opener for football tomorrow. Hopefully the rain or shine, we'll probably have a game tomorrow. And same thing on Thursday. Rain or shine, there's going to be a great event at Jane Hamilton Fine Art. With us this morning are a couple of wonderful people who I've come to very much appreciate, Jane and Francisco también. Jane Hamilton, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being back on the air. I just have to say, you're one of our True Blue listeners, and you're also one of our very first people that came on Jump In Tucson, and you've been a great supporter of the Morning Voice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We love it.
Yeah,
it's great.
I like going up to your place. With you, you have a great friend and a great artist, Francisco Franklin. Good morning, Francisco.
Morning.
And we're talking about Jamaica. We just had Sister Cities on, and they have a Mexico wine country tour down to Valle de Guadalupe Valley, coming up in October. And so we'll stay on the theme and talk a little bit about Mexico in this, because you have a collection, A Story of Mexico, a collection of artwork. And that's coming up on Thursday.
September 4th.
We have the
4
art
to
walk,
7.
right? Tell us a little bit about your Thursday art walks and what that consists of.
So we have it every month. First Thursday of the month, it's a Foothills Art Gallery group. All of the galleries up in the Foothills at Campbell and Skyline. We do a 4 to 7 p.m. and we have it once a month on the first Thursday. And sometimes we feature an artist while we have that as well, which is what we're doing with this. We're
Right.
having Francisco's show opening that night.
Right, and we're going to have you back in October, November too, because you have some other featured artists on your other Thursdays. But for this time, we're going to be talking about a story of Mexico, a collection of small paintings from Francisco Franklin. So you were on with me not too long ago, and we talked about your life and how you became an artist and the art that you draw. So you kind of have a unique story about how you kind of got involved in becoming an artist, right?
I do.
And tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I grew up, my father immigrated to Mexico after World War II, and the only thing, very remote place, but he brought a lot of books, and I read the books. And I think I tell the same story. I read books about artists, especially during the Impressionistic time, and they didn't have to have a job, and they could smoke and drink as much as they wanted. Didn't have to change their clothes, and I just decided that was the job for me. And I had no idea that it would be quite a bit of work.
Yeah, well, they didn't tell you about the work part. They
No,
told
they
you about the
didn't.
drinking and smoking and having fun. But
Right, and by the time I discovered that, it was too late to back out because I didn't know how to do anything else.
Yeah, that's great. Well, you have a great collection of art depicting some of it depicting Mexico, and of course, this is the story of Mexico. And you have a unique style. He has a unique style of the way he interprets things and puts them on canvas. What's unique to you, Jane, about Francisco's work? If you were to describe it to somebody, what would you say about it?
Oh boy, it'd be hard to describe.
You got to see it, so you got to come to the art
yeah,
walk. For
yeah,
one
you got to
thing.
come and see it. I would say it's unique in a way where, how can I say, it. He'd probably say it better than me.
But it's the colors, it's
That-
people.
They reach a lot of different kinds of people. They touch a chord that might be not in other places.
right.
They're very spiritual, and they have a very they have a simple
I like the word you just used, simplicity. The
Yeah.
simplicity of them, to me, is striking. It's amazing how you capture the simplicity of what you're thinking about and what you're painting. It's amazing that simplicity just jumps off the canvas at
well,
you.
and it reaches a lot of, for that reason, it reaches people in a place they might not know they need it.
Right, right. So what inspires you then to, I'm looking at some of your work here, what inspires you to kind of feature the Hispanic, the Mexican culture? Why, obviously you live there, but what resonates with you to share that story?
Well, I just think of, for instance, they sprinkle water on the wet earth and then sweep it, and then there's
Right.
the smell of the fresh coffee.
Oh,
There's
man,
nothing like it anywhere.
Yeah.
And the north of Mexico has a particular culture that is attractive, that's different from anywhere in the world. If you go east to New Mexico, it's completely different. If you go south, it's completely different. There's a charming, very charming simplicity of life in the northern half of Sonora. They call it, sometimes you'll hear it called La Vida Norteña.
Norteña, yeah.
There's nothing more beautiful than that.
Right.
And it only exists where the saguaros grow.
Interesting. Is that so? That's kind of the definition of the geography of it, is where the saguaros are growing. That's what they are.
Right.
We're talking with Francisco Franklin and Jane Hamilton of Jane Hamilton Fine Art. And Jane, you've been around for a while. Your art gallery's been there for quite some time now. And
33 years.
holy smokes! Yeah, we're gonna have to have a big 35th anniversary celebration coming
There you
up
go.
soon. Yeah. So you feature lots of different kinds of art. So when they come to the art walk on Thursday, they're going to see not only Francisco's work, and Francisco will be there, and he can tell you about his artwork, but there'll be some other, obviously there's lots of other art on display, so.
Yeah, so the artists who live here in town often come. So it's a chance for people to not just see all the galleries. I don't know what the other ones do, but in my gallery to meet some of the artists that are represented.
I've been out there a couple of times with you,
Yeah.
and it's amazing the conversations you can have with the person that's actually created the piece, and it's amazing.
Well, and it's not, it doesn't require, like walking into a gallery sometimes is intimidating, but if at an art walk, you can meander in and out, come back, stay,
And talk to Francisco as well,
yeah, it's
have
more
a-
relaxing.
Have a little tequila, I will say it is kind of nice. We were just talking earlier with the folks from Sister Cities about encouraging my young people at the U of A, and Chad's out there. We're talking about I call University of Arizona a kindergarten for life for these students, and they're learning how to kind of act out in the real world and so forth. And one of the things I admonished them yesterday about was trying something different. Do something that you wouldn't normally do. One of the things I tell them is to play restaurant roulette. Where do you want to go to dinner tonight? I don't know. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go? And I say, okay, pick 24 and go to the Yelp reviews and go to the 24th restaurant. Go someplace you've never been before. You would never pick it. Just go and experience something different. So that analogy I'm bringing forth and saying, if you've never been to Jane's art gallery, and if you've never experienced talking with an artist who has produced something like Francisco, and you've never just kind of immersed yourself in this hospitality and this great ambiance that you have at your gallery, we want to encourage people to give it a try. And drive on up, and if it's raining, you're inside gallery, everything will be fine. If it's not, there's a little bit on the patio from some of the places as well. And let's encourage some people to do something they wouldn't normally do. I mean, lots of people do it all the time, but let's try to get some new people there that haven't tried it. And that's our invitation today.
We have music as well, and food and drinks, and it's very hospitable. It's
Oh,
very
amazing.
welcoming
Yeah.
place. And I think it's
No high pressure to buy anything.
No,
If you want to
it's-
buy something, great. If you don't, great. No big deal. Yeah.
it's really good for people to get out of where they're used to going, or to try as the new people to come. Sometimes they see our banner on the side. Sometimes they see our balloons in front, and sometimes they're on a mailing list and they get invited.
Right,
So all of the above.
Or they come and listen to a radio show and they hear Jane
There
Hamilton
you
speak
go.
about Jane
They
Hamilton
say,
fine
hey,
art.
I'm going to go check it out.
So Francisco, last time I was there and you were there, we had a nice discussion, and right in front of my eyes, somebody bought one of your paintings, and that was kind of a nice one. Actually, it was the one I wanted. It was a beautiful painting. And so your stuff is for sale. And do you do any commission work where if someone says, hey, I'd like to have you do a little thing
I
about
do.
like El Valle de Guadalupe or something, and then they say, okay, give me 6 months, I'll put something together for you.
Well, usually a little faster than that
Okay.
because I need the money.
But you do commission work
Yeah.
for people that are needing that. Yeah.
So what's unique about this show, we had a really successful show last December, the retrospective of 50 years
Right.
of Francisco's work,
That was awesome.
and was really great. And then sometimes people say, I already have 10 or 20, or, I don't have room. And so Francisco said, what about if we have a show of smalls? So everything, 50 littles. So everybody has 4 or 6 inches on
Right,
a wall
right.
or on a table.
Or even on a mantle on a fireplace. and
Yeah.
put it up as
So
a-
this is the show of smalls.
Right, and so when they come, and what you see on the postcard, but also in some of the work that you have here, there are smaller interpretations of the story of Mexico, the history, la historia de México, no?
Yeah, small vignettes of that.
Yeah,
They're sweet, yeah.
yeah, and that's cool. That's kind of a unique, different way to approach this. So, and your 50-year retrospective was amazing, just in and of itself.
That was amazing.
That was
Yeah.
incredible. The place was packed, and there was a zillion people there. But we got a chance to talk to some folks, and that was kind of nice. And so that's one of the things I think is great about you being there, is you can actually show them the piece and talk to them about it and say, this is what I did, and this is what it represents, and they can ask you questions about it, and you say, I don't know, I just made it up one night.
Well, what happened is I had to work many years to learn to do what I could do when I was 6.
Right. Oh,
I had to go back.
I was just talking about Picasso yesterday with my creative group in one of my classes, saying that he one of his great lines is that we were all artists as kids. The hard part is learning how to stay a creative person when you grow up.
You have to try to go home again.
Right. Exactly. Well, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about the story of Mexico, a collection of small paintings from Francisco Franklin at Jane Hamilton Fine Art, which is the Art Walk is coming up this Thursday, September 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Jane Hamilton Fine Art, which is located at Skyline and Campbell Avenue in beautiful North Tucson. And if there is a little bit of monsoon action, what a great venue to look out across the valley and see the monsoon coming in. So we'll be back in just a minute with a little bit more from Jane Hamilton and Francisco Franklin.
At 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, with a look at your traffic and weather, I'm Matt Neely on 1030 Voice. Traffic incident. Nogales Highway at Los Reales. Injury crash. Campbell at Elm. And a crash, they're still working, Oracle at Auto Mall Drive. Light traffic on your freeways, but be aware there is a disabled vehicle. Exit ramp I-10 eastbound at Valencia. Tucson weather, high today 99 degrees, 20% chance of afternoon and evening showers. Overnight low 76, 100 for your high tomorrow with a slight chance of rain. It's 75 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Now let's go back to the morning voice.
Well, welcome back to the Morning Voice. We're talking about wonder, the good things going on in Tucson. And one of the great things that we have in Tucson, which is wonderful, is the Jane Hamilton Fine Art Gallery up at Skyline and Campbell Avenue in Tucson. If you haven't been there, you need to come.
Southwest corner.
Yep, best time to come would be this Thursday from the 4th from 4 to 7 p.m. and see Francisco Franklin's Story of Mexico, a collection of small paintings. So, Jane, you do this once a month. You do a Thursday walk, and all the other people in the center with you there participate in this. It's
And
kind-
across the street as
right.
well.
It's kind of neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice foothills venue.
And then you can grab a bite to eat afterwards.
Yeah, a
and,
couple of nice restaurants there, and also across the street there's
Right.
several.
Right, in both directions, actually.
Both sides,
Yeah,
yeah.
so really good. So, Francisco, did you ever think that you would be painting and displaying your artwork in a gallery, and when you were a little 6-year-old painting, and now you're 26 years old, and you're trying to keep that 6-year-old? It's been a good life, hasn't it?
A very good life.
Painting and sharing your craft with people. Your
Yet
skill.
I have the privilege of never having had a job.
yeah, and enjoyed every minute of it.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
yeah.
It's a little bit like waking up in the morning and rolling the dice every day.
Right. And you know when you work for yourself like you and you paint for a living, it's a risk. It's you
Very
never
big.
know if someone's going to buy your art or if they're not, and the money. But it is amazing over those 50 years, the money just keeps coming in, doesn't it? People just keep buying your art, and it's kind of nice. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
been ebbs and valleys, but
I have to
peaks
kind of
and valleys.
develop. I reach out a little bit when I say this, but you sort of have to develop a sort of a spiritual attitude towards it,
Right.
that you're intending to try to do the right thing, and so
Right.
a lot of right things will happen.
Right.
I kind of lean on that as I.
That's great. You know, we talked at the break, and I kind of mentioned it earlier. What I think is great, Jane, about his art is the simplicity of it. And with these miniatures and these smaller paintings, it's kind of neat to see the simplicity of them. And you kind of mentioned that that's kind of what you try to do, is try to strip away the extraneous stuff and kind of get it to be universally appealing, right?
Yeah, it took me years to learn, don't fix it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it right. Just,
Do it.
yeah, it's almost a Zen-like
Mm-hmm.
effort.
Mm-hmm.
Clear away as much as you can.
Right.
And make the act, focus heavily on
Right.
that.
How do you know when you're done? When you see a piece and you've painted it, and then how do you know when you're done to not add more things to it, or to not add more color, or to not add one more little stroke here or there? How do you know when you're finished
Well,
with the product?
That takes time. Between you and me and Jane, I have destroyed many a painting not knowing when I'm done.
Right. If
Yeah,
you
I
would have just stopped, it would have been beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a thing that only experience can bring to you.
Right.
'Cause I
And less is better in many cases, right? Less is better.
almost always
Right.
less is more.
Right.
yeah.
So if you can keep that
So
down.
much so.
So you're going to have, Jane, 50 miniatures. 50. Well, they're not called miniatures; they're called small paintings. So you're going to have 50 small paintings on display here. And so,
It's up now. Anybody can come and see it if they want.
yeah.
They can buy them now. We've already sold 8,
Okay.
but they can't have them until the 20th.
Right. You got to
leave 'em on the wall.
leave them on the wall.
Yeah,
and
so everyone can see the group.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's
Mhm.
fantastic. Well, it's amazing what you've been able to do, Jane, to bring your presence to our community, and starting small and now being 33 years into it.
Yep.
And it's amazing to me the following that you have when I go up there to visit your shows and so forth. All the people, the energy and the hospitality, and it's very low key. It's not. There's no pressure at all to buy anything.
Yeah.
But boy, if you want to, you can. But
Well, it's kind of what we do, I mean, it's what I do. How can I say? So when I was a kid, my mom would say, when I was a teenager, and actually it's true for my whole life, she said, some people collect dogs and some people collect cats, and you collect people.
that's a great line.
And so it's kind of my world is everyone, the
right.
collectors, the artists, my family, my children, my grandchildren, everybody.
Yeah.
It's people.
If somebody wanted to learn more about Jane Hamilton Fine Art Gallery and learn about the Thursday Art Walk, where would you send them? First, come up and see you. Secondly, call you. But where do they go to find out information?
So with our website, janehamiltonfineart.com,
Okay.
If you're on the front page, you can click on it and you'll see Francisco's about the show. You click on that and it goes to all the his page with all the paintings on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that are sold are mark sold, and the rest are, I mean, they're all there.
Right.
But, so that's one way.
Okay.
You can also just come and see them.
Yeah, yeah.
We're open every day but Monday.
It would be cool to come on Thursday because Francisco will be there, and it's great to look at the piece of art and then talk to him about it. And I was watching people do that when we were doing the 50th and retrospective. It was amazing to watch the people that were interacting with you and enjoying what you were telling them about how you create your artwork and so forth. I have to ask you this question: what medium do you use to paint in? Are you in oils or
Oil paint.
Oil painting.
Always.
Yeah, and why? Why oil as opposed to?
I started out with oil paints, and the acrylics dry really fast.
Mhm.
Sometimes I finish a painting halfway and I'll hang it somewhere in my house and just live with it for a long
Right.
time.
Right,
And acrylics dry in 15 minutes.
right.
That's requires too much pressure for me.
Right. So the oils let it sit for a little bit and come
Yeah.
back and work on it and,
Mhm.
and make it even simpler, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, what's next for you after the miniatures? Are you going to paint something else? What are you going to go take a tour of Mexico or anything? Or what's
Actually, I'm going to take a trip with a person that I love up to Seattle.
next? Oh, Seattle. Yeah.
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 When Christian and I are going to be.
When are you and I going? Oh, I thought you said somebody
you
you
meant
love.
somebody else.
Oh, I thought you loved me and you were taking me with you. So.
Well, I would do that. You can ride along if you like.
So you're going to Seattle, and will
Yeah.
that give you some inspiration to do some painting when you get back, or not, or just to get you away for a while and
Yeah.
Take a break.
clear your mind and
Yeah.
come back, and who knows what you'll be inspired to paint after that, right?
Right, because inspiration is not a direct result of what's immediately around
Right.
you. Like one time I got a couple goats for my kids, and then everybody came to me and said, I guess a lot of goats will be showing up in your paintings, but it's not just a flippant reaction
Right.
to whatever's outside the door.
Right, right. It
I
kinda
actually
comes
paint
with-
off of the first 12 years of my life,
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
You kind of see that picture in your mind, and that's
Oh
what
yeah,
you're painting.
childhood
Yeah.
vision and dreams.
So powerful. Yeah.
Very powerful.
So powerful. So Jane, what's on the horizon for after this? You're obviously open Tuesday through Sunday, and you want people to come and share your hospitality on a regular basis and be part. And we're hoping to do an eat and greet up at your place too.
That'd
so.
be fun. We have 35 artists, and we have a little bit of everything. It's, this and that and this and that. We don't have October. We always have first Thursday, and then we have another big show in November on the 20th, I think it is, 21st, for Sean Wallace from Utah is coming out. And first Thursday in November is Faye Crow. She's coming to speak with
Right.
me on the radio with
Right,
you
right,
in
right.
October.
Right.
So she's coming from Colorado. So a lot of our about half of my artists live in Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
and the other half live around the country.
Right.
So the ones that live around the country in the cold states, they like to come when it's cold there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
and get out of it and come here.
Which is interesting. You said 35 that you represent kind of in total there, but I don't want to say you're picky, but it has to fit with Jane Art, fine art, right?
Yeah,
It
I'm
has
not
to-
trying to put people to compete on the wall. They're all different and individual. My idea of the eclectic mix is that, that's all very good and high quality, but there's something for everyone.
That's
The
fantastic.
person who wants a very realistic painting like my husband, Tom Murray,
Right.
would maybe not like something really abstract like Barbara Rogers, but
Okay.
they might bring a friend who likes one or the other.
Right.
So
So give it a try. Come Thursday, September 4th, this coming Thursday, 4 to 7 p.m. at Jane Hamilton Fine Art, 2890 East Skyline Drive at Skyline and Campbell on the southwest corner. It's the Francisco Franklin, A Story of Mexico, a collection of small paintings. Francisco, good to see you again.
Thank
I'll
you
see
for
you up.
having
I'll
me.
see you up there on Thursday. Jane, always a pleasure to have
thank
you
you.
on the morning.
It's Plaza
Voice.
Colonial. It's
Yeah,
where we are.
Plaza Colonial.
Colonial, yep.
Correct. Okay, bueno.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back with the U of A band and director Chad Shoopman, and we'll get ready for the kickoff of football season coming up here tomorrow night. This is KVOI 1030 AM, and this is The Morning Voice. Welcome back to the Morning Voice. It's Wonder on the Morning Voice, where we talk about the good things going on at the University of Arizona. Excitement is in the air. We've got U of A football coming back to Arizona Stadium. Might be a new name coming up soon here. The athletic director is entertaining new names for the stadium. If you've got the money and you want to be out in front of everybody, have your name go on the stadium. With us this morning are some great representatives. A good friend of mine, Chad Shoopman, the Associate Director of Marching Bands at the University of Arizona. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning, Ed. Thanks for having me.
I haven't seen you in about 12 hours because
Right.
we just left Arizona Sands Club, it seems like,
That's right.
just a minute ago. And it's kind of your life right now. You go from one event to another, don't you?
Yeah, the big run up to games, and it's part of the great fun of the fall, and we look
Right.
forward to it. But our kiddos are definitely working and definitely moving a lot as we run up to this first game especially, and we get into the routine of week-to-week games.
That's awesome. And on the phone with us, we've got another wonderful friend, a nice person, and the head person of the Palm Line, Adrienne Robertson. Good morning, Adrienne.
Hi.
So
Good morning.
So Chad and I were going to give you grief this morning. So let's figure something out to give her grief, Chad. What
Oh
should
my
we say?
gosh, let me get my list. It
Yeah.
might take a second. No, Adrienne's the best. I have the best palm coach on the planet,
You
hands
do.
down. She
Hands
is a
down.
rock star.
Yeah, we really appreciate all you do, Adrienne. Hey, you've got a couple of your buddies here. A couple of your captains are here. I'm going to have them introduce themselves to the audience. We'll start with you, Maya Miller. Okay.
And I'm the captain of the Palm Line.
Well, how long you been captain? Just this year, or were you captain last year too?
So I was junior co-captain last year, and then this is my first year serving as captain.
That's great, and you have a lot of responsibility with that, don't you?
Yes,
Yeah, there's a
yeah.
zillion things. One of them is to come on a radio show at 8 o'clock in the morning on a day when you're supposed to be relaxing a little bit before a game, right?
No, this is great. I'm so
Okay.
excited to be here.
Okay, and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kayla Smith, and I am co-captain of the Palm Line.
Okay, so you equally have the same kind of responsibility that she does. So,
Yes.
what does a captain do on the Palm Line? What are your responsibilities?
So yeah, the captains are in charge of running practices. We'll choreograph. We teach the girls choreography, do formations, the band show, pregame. There's a lot of responsibilities, but thankfully we have a really good leadership team, so we're all kind of able to divvy up the duties and do equal things.
Adrienne, Chad said that you are the best palm coach on the planet, and I do have to give you congratulations. You've been posting recently of some of your graduates who have gone on to the National Football League and are doing fantastic work there. So you're proud of a couple of them. Just tell us a little bit about your program and how you launch these young ladies into their professional careers. Not all of them go on to become dancers at the NFL level. Some do, some don't. But you do have quite of an A team that goes out there and represents. And you're probably the premier group in the country that sends people to the NFL. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I appreciate the comments, but yes, we have become a feeder program to a lot of NFL and NBA teams for the past 15 years that I've been coaching, and so a lot of them are going on to become Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders or Raiderettes or with the LA Rams and Colts and Ravens, and it's been fun to see them going to these amazing organizations after they leave the University of Arizona. And, you know, I have a big pageantry background, and so the blend of that plus, you know, all of our dancers are ambassadors for the University of Arizona, and that's what these NFL and NBA teams are looking for is truly, yes, they're all great dancers, but can they be ambassadors for these big organizations? And so we worked very diligently on teaching our dancers how to really just step up and be that for not only our university, but when they go on to the pros.
That's what we call wonder. That's what this show is all about, wonder, about the good things going on at the U of A. And certainly your part of the program is really awesome when you do that. Chad, you're in charge of about 300 young people plus because you've got coaches and section leaders and all sorts of people. You've got a ton of professional staff that's helping you. Amazing. We were at the kickoff of the band a couple Saturdays ago, and you just completed a long band camp, and you guys are ready to fly for Saturday. It's been a long journey, but you've got you're a band of excellence, and you've got a great record under your leadership.
Well, I appreciate that. It really is about the students. I mean, any great leader surrounds themselves with people that are better than the leader, which I've done with people like Adrienne and our other professional staff. And we try to get the best people for the students their experience is the most important thing, not just for making music or dancing. You know, as we have the Palm Line, the Twirlers, the Color Guard, the Drum Line, all of that under the Pride of Arizona label, if you will. But it's really a life class. It's about leadership. It's about understanding how to work with people that come from different backgrounds and are studying different things with 100 different majors represented in the band. In that respect, I have the best job because I get to really interface with most of the students on campus. And I think that excellence comes from those students figuring out how to work together in large groups, solve problems, have a shared vision, and execute it at a high level week over week. And I think that's something that will serve them in their professional lives regardless of what their field of study is. And so that part of it is a huge component, as well as continuing to foster our professional staff, those kinds of things. So it's learning and excellence at every level.
I happened to interact with Coach Brent Brennan a couple of times this past week, and just accidentally, and we were talking about the band kickoff. Of course, he came with a couple of his players and gave a nice salutation to the band, and then he had to head out to go over to the thing and to practice. And he and I were talking about, he was just blown away by the enthusiasm, the activity, just the stature, the professionalism, just the character of the band. He was just blown away by it. So I sent a little call out to, hey, we're going to feed the band on Saturday. And lo and behold, the very first donation that came from Brent Brennan. It was personal funds to help feed the band. And he was just singing the praises of how important the band is to their program. So in his second year now, he's going to need a lot of help from the stands. And it's a tough gig for him. But you guys really provide a lot of support.
Well, we definitely try to obviously support our team and the university. But with Coach Brennan, I mean, I've never wanted somebody to win more than Coach Brennan. If you ever get the chance to meet him, he's one of the true salt of the earth humans. I mean, he is as good a guy as he seems to be. And I think what people maybe don't realize is how much the Pride of Arizona and the whole organization functions like a football team. Mm-hmm. So when he hears us talk about what we are focusing on in our pursuit of excellence and perfection in practice, he hears a lot of the same things he's trying to teach his players. And I think that's what maybe impressed him about it. But his generosity to help feed the band, it's something that we've not been able to do over the years. Right. And you've been a huge component and a help with that. Certainly connecting us, but also yourself personally, being able to give lunch to these students as they put in their few hours in the morning, and then they're there all day, and we watch film after the game. And so it's a big, long day, and the opportunity to give our students a chance to kind of get some nutrition in them and keep their energy up for a long day is a great thing. So.
Hey, if you want to help with that and you want to contribute, you can go to Coaches for Charity website, make a donation, or you can contact me personally. We're still looking. We got tomorrow covered, but we could use some help for the later games in the season. Adrienne, I know you got to run in just a second, but I just wanted to say, what are your plans for the season for your team, the Palm Line, and what do you look for from your wonderful group of young ladies that you have under your charge?
So we're very excited for this season. We actually have a team of 24, and half of them, 12, are all rookies this year. So we're super excited that they get to experience the magic of not only McHale Center and Arizona Stadium, but being, in uniform and getting to experience everything that comes along with being on the Arizona Palm Line. So we're definitely looking forward to football. We have basketball, and we dance in both men's and women, so that's always exciting. And then postseason tournaments for basketball, and hopefully, fingers crossed, a bowl game. And then we get to dance on the dugouts for the baseball team, and so it's super fun. It's a great season, and before we know it, we'll be back at audition selecting our next year's Arizona Palm Line from the hundreds of dancers that come from all across the country to vie for one of those 24 spots.
And that's an important thing, because you have grown the program so much that you have a lot of people that come in for to audition for your team. You have the luxury of being able to pick the best of the best, and that's kind of nice. That's a tribute to you and what you and your team have been able to do in order to attract the best from across the country. So, girls, before we let Adrienne go, what do you think of your coach, Adrienne Robertson, who's the Palm Line coach? I'm going to put these two girls on the spot while you're listening. So tell me, what do you think, Maya, of Adrienne Robertson?
I just adore Adrienne, and obviously I wouldn't be where I am today. I don't know what she saw in me, but thank goodness she did, because without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. And hopefully my dance career can continue with her guidance, and hopefully NFL. We'll see.
Yeah, that's good aspirations. How about you, Kayla?
Yes, I just love Adrienne. I've known her for several years through the pageant world, and she was actually the one that convinced me to try out for the Palm line. I knew nothing about Palm when I met her, and I am just so blessed every day to have learned about the program, to try it out, and then to make the team, and now be under her guidance to be able to continue my dance career, hopefully in the NFL.
That's great. Like you said, Chad, Adrienne's the best. Adrienne, thank you for being with us this morning. I know you got to run, and we appreciate all you do for the girls. And we'll see you on Saturday at the game, and we'll look forward to a great season with you. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back in just a minute. We'll finish up with Chad Shoopman, the director of bands, the Pride of Arizona at the University of Arizona, and a couple of the captains from the Palm line. You're listening to The Morning Voice on KVOI. We'll be back after the break.
At 8:49, I'm Matt Neely with a look at your traffic and weather on 1030 The Voice. Light traffic on your Tucson area freeways, Tucson, and on your Tucson streets. A traffic incident, Nogales Highway at Los Reales Road. Injury crash, Campbell at Elm. And they're still working an accident, Oracle at Automall Drive. Traffic hazard, Kolb at Saurita Road. And a disabled vehicle on the Valencia off-ramp I-10 eastbound. a disabled vehicle on the Rita Road off-ramp I 10 eastbound. Tucson weather, high today 99 degrees, overnight low 76, a 20% chance of thunderstorms today. Tomorrow, 100 degrees with a slight chance of rain for that Arizona Wildcat home opener. Now let's go back to the Morning Voice. Win Tucson with Kathleen Wynn coming up right around the corner.
Welcome back to the Morning Voice, and we're talking Wonder, we're talking U of A, we're talking the U of A Pride of Arizona with the director, Chad Shoopman. He's the Associate Director of Bands and Director of Athletic Bands at the University of Arizona, and Maya and Kayla. And I do have to tell you that this segment is sponsored by Caruso's Italian Restaurant on historic 4th Avenue and Hughes Federal Credit Union. Are good partners in bringing good things about Wonder. And before we get started, Maya, I'm going to give you a gift certificate from our friends at Caruso's, thanking you for all you do.
Oh my
Going to
gosh.
give you one, Kayla. Thank you for all you do.
Thank
And
you so
Chad, I'm going to
much.
give you one. Those are from our friends at Caruso's, and thanking you for all the good things you do for the
Wow,
community.
that's awesome. We love Caruso's.
Yeah,
That's
it's a great place.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Chad, let's talk a little bit about Pride. We call it the Pride of Arizona. First off, why is it called the Pride? And then tell me about the acronym Pride.
Well, we used to be called the best band in the West for years and years and years. And when we played at the first Super Bowl and all those kinds of things, we were the halftime entertainment. We were the best band in the West. And then in 1980, Jim Keane kind of changed the moniker to the Pride of Arizona. And what that essentially means is we want to be something the entire community can take ownership of and identify with and naturally be proud of, that represents the community and the best and brightest that the community offers, not only on the field, but off and in the community and those kinds of things. So it's something that we hope the community really feels strongly about and is beloved, and that's a great thing. And from that, I built what is the Pride acronym. So each letter in the word Pride represents a different component of what we do. So the P in Pride is for performance. It's how everybody kind of judges what we do, not superficially, but the most obvious way, how we present ourselves on the field, how we perform, the level which we present to the audience. Respect is about how we treat each other, how we treat the spaces we occupy, the way we respect the process that we have in place and trust it to get us to the goals that we're setting. But just in general, how we operate with folks outside the organization as well as inside. And then the integrity piece in the middle is a really critical one. It is doing the right thing even when nobody's looking. It's our character. It's who we are. Making sure that we're representing not only ourselves, but the university in the highest possible standards. The students that sign up to do this are asking to do more at the University of Arizona. They're asking to be representative. So even going to class and all of those kinds of things, they are recognized on campus and recognized online and things like that. And so that integrity piece is really important. They can't just be a student at the University of Arizona. They are an ambassador for not just the Pride, but the university as well. The discipline aspect is teaching our young folks how the first time they reach some point of challenge, they push through it. The discipline to push through the hard times. Everybody's great when it's sunny and the weather's awesome and it's the first day. Can you be great on day 180 at the end of the season when we're all tired, or during midterms? Can you still choose to be great? We hope we take that to their families, their relationships, their jobs, that they're going to be they're going to be separated from those that they're with because they produce at a level regardless. They show up and they do a great job. They have the discipline to do that. And then the last piece is E, which is excellence. Everything that we do, every touchstone we have with the community, with our performers, with the team, with the coaches, with the president, whoever we interact with has a touch of excellence. I want people to be able to look at our organization and take a snapshot of us at any moment, at any time, anywhere, and go, that's a world-class organization. From how we set down our backpacks and cases for practice, to how we leave the spaces we occupy, to how we interact with each other and everyone. It should be a mark of excellence. On the field is the most obvious, but in everything that we do, and especially in how we represent the University of Arizona and the Tucson community.
That's Chad Shoopman. He's the director of marching bands, the Pride of Arizona. And congratulations to you again. You and your wonderful band over the last century has done a fantastic job, and you were awarded a prestigious Sudler Trophy. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Sudler Trophies, the LA Times called it the Heisman Trophy for college marching bands, and it's a program-wide award that you can only win once in your program's history. We're only the 34th band to have been awarded it. We're only the 5th band west of the Mississippi, and we were the 3rd and final Pac-12 band to win it before we moved into the Big 12. And what I appreciate about it, it is an award that is earned by everyone that's ever been a member of the Pride of Arizona. It's a community-wide, everybody who's directed the organization. I'm an alum. I got both my degrees at the University of Arizona. I was drum major of the Pride. So it was extra special for me. But that award represents the hard work, dedication, and commitment to excellence that our students show on a daily basis. And it's a 2-year trophy. It's a traveling trophy, kind of like the Stanley Cup. So we keep it for a couple years. We're going to install it in the Hall of Champions over homecoming weekend, so that it's going to live there for everybody to enjoy. It's truly a Tucson award, but certainly more directly, everybody that was ever a member of the Pride of Arizona should feel great joy and pride in that, as they helped us earn it. And we stand on the shoulders of everybody that came before us, and we hope to represent that award.
Yeah, fantastic. And it's going to be great. November 6th, you're going to put that into the Hall of Champions, and it'll be great to have that forever in there, that recognition of the great work that you've done. And we appreciate what you do for the band. And I'm just impressed. I get some of your students from time to time in my classes, and they are amazing how they conduct themselves, and they're just fine people. And you've done a good job with training them in the right way. So thank you for all you do.
It means a lot. I appreciate it. I have the best students on campus, so I can't take credit. I get the best job. So.
Yeah. And so we got a big game coming up. You're going to be starting with a gathering over at Ina Giddings, and then you make the Wildcat Walk. You get into the stadium, and then you're playing all day long. And then after we win, you march over to play a post-game concert. It's going to be a fun and exciting day, right?
Game days are the best, and as our young ladies will tell you, that it's one of the best things to get under the lights when those first notes start in that stadium, in the cathedral that is Arizona Stadium.
Yeah.
We really, they do an amazing job, and they'll tell you it's one of their highlights. They always remember.
Maya, thank you for being here.
Thank
Kayla,
you.
thank you for what you do for the Palm Line. And Chad, thank you for what you do for the Pride of Arizona. Well, game day tomorrow, Matt. Let's go have some fun. Okay, this is the Morning Voice. We'll be back next week with Success and Wonder. Have a great weekend, and go Cats, bear down.